So you are to continue with what you are having about the working capital management. So we did which question? The last one that we did under the working capital management. We finished. Yeah, so we want to do another question. We should be able now to do another question. We now do another question on that area. So this one, I want you to check. So this question should be for the sitting of May 2014. May 2014, question number 5, part B. May 2014, there is a question number 5, part B. May 2014, there is a question number 5, part B. May 2014, question number 5, part B. Question number 5, part B. May 2014, question number 5, part B. So you go to page 81. You go to page 81. You will be able to get that particular question. So that question 5, part B, which reads that the board of directors of Randa Millers Limited have requested you to prepare a statement showing working capital requirements for a level of activity of 40,000 units. For the level of activity for the 40,000 units of the output for the year. The cost structure for the company's product for the above mentioned activity level is given below. So you are given raw materials 200, direct labor 50, overheads 150, total is 400. Then profit, then selling price is given. So note number 1, past experience indicates that raw materials are held in stock on average of 2 months. Note number 2, work in progress 100% complete in regard to materials, and 50% for labor and overheads will be a half a month production. Note number 3, finished goods are in the stock on average for 1 month. Then note number 4, credit allowed to the suppliers is 1 month. Note number 5, credit allowed to the debtors is 2 months. Note number 6, minimum cash balance was given as 250,000, which is expected to be maintained. So now required, prepare a statement of the working capital requirement. Prepare a statement of the working capital requirement. So that is now what we can be able to have in relation to that element of the question. So we do some workings. We do some workings in relation to that. We need to do some workings. Do some workings in relation to that. So the first one, so we need to come up with the sales or the turnover. We start by doing a working for the sales or turnover. So sales or the turnover, you take the number of the units. Are you able to see the activity level? In the first paragraph, it is 40,000. So you take the 40,000 multiplied by the selling price per unit. You see the selling price per unit is given as 500. Multiplied by the 500, get the value for that. So it will give you how much? Sorry. Give us 20 minutes. Then now also compute the total cost. From there, we also come up with the total. So under the total cost, we start off with the raw materials. We start off with raw materials. So for the raw materials, we also take the 40,000 multiplied by what is given as 200 multiplied by 200. So this one. The next one is supposed to be overheads. Direct labor. The next one is meant to be the direct labor. So for the direct labor, also you take 40,000. This one, this one is 2 units. The next one is supposed to be overheads. Next one is supposed to be overheads. So overheads, we take 40,000. So when you add them, they are giving a total of, so you get a total of 16 million. So that is just the workings. So after doing that working, we need now to come up with the average current assets. We now come up with the average current assets. Average. Now come up with the average current assets. So average current assets, we start off with the debtors. We start off with the debtors. We start with the debtors or accounts receivable. We start off with the debtors or simply accounts receivable. So for the debtors or the accounts receivable, for the debtors or accounts receivable, you check what is given to you in the note number 5. Are you able to see note 5? Credit allowed to the debtors is how many months? So you take 2/12. So all the sales are assumed to be on credit. So those sales that are on credit is what we refer to as debt. So how much is the figure for the sales? You see the 20 millions? Yeah, debtors are credit sales. So you get 2/12 of the sales. So the sales was the same as the turnover, which we had it at that point. So that one is giving you which figure? 3.3 millions. So that will give you the debtors. That will be able to give you the debt. So after the debtors, the next one should be now the stock of the finished goods. The next one should be the stock of the finished goods. Stock of the finished goods. So stock for the finished goods. You are given some details about the finished goods. You go to the note number 3. You see note 3? Finished goods are in stock on average for how long? Yeah, so finished goods are valued at the total cost. Finished goods will consume raw materials, direct labor, and overheads. So you value it at 16 million. Value it at 16 million. 1.3 millions. That's now the stock of the finished goods. The third one will be the stock of the raw materials. Stock of raw materials. Stock of the raw materials. So when it comes to the stock of the raw materials, you are given some details in the note number 1. You see note 1. Past experience indicated raw materials are held in the stock. Past experience indicates that raw materials are held in the stock. Raw materials are held in the stock for how long? So in the note number 1, so you take 2/12. But this one, the stock of the raw materials, you see the 8 millions multiplied by the stock of the raw materials. The stock of the raw materials. 1.3. The next one, number 4. Number 4 is supposed to be the stock of the work in progress. Stock of the work in progress. The stock of the work in progress. So work in progress, it is also valued at what? Material, labor, and overhead, isn't it? But now, when you go to the note number, 2, work in progress, 100% complete in regard to materials, 50% for labor and what? Overhead, will be a half of the month production. So you separate them because their degree of completion is not the same. You separate them because their degree of completion is not the same. So for the work in progress, there are 3 items there. We start with the one for the raw materials. There are 3 items there. We start now with the one for the raw materials. We start with the one for the raw materials. So for the raw materials, when it comes to the raw materials, so it is a half a month. So a half a month is the same as 0.5, isn't it? Yeah, it is a half a month production. So you take 0.5 divide by 12. Divide by 12. Then you are supposed to multiply it by. You see the cost of the raw materials. It is 8 million. So it is 100% complete. Are you able to see that 100%? Yeah, so it is 100 over 100 as a percentage. So that will give you 0.3. Then there is also the one for labor. There is also the one for labor. So labor, you do the same. It is 0.5. Also divided by 12. Multiplied by the labor. Labor is 2 million. But it is 50%, so 50 over 100 is 50%. Labor is 50%. Also overhead is 50%. Also overhead is 15%. So overheads, you take 0.5 divided by 12. So for the overheads, 0.5 divided by 12. So multiplied by 6 millions. Also 50 over 100. Also 50 over 100. So apart from that, there is also number 5. That those who are 4. Number 5. So you will add these 3 together to give you the one for the stock of the work in progress. There was raw material, labor, and overhead, but they were, because the degree of completion was different. That is why we are separating them. The other question I did not separate because there was no difference in the degree. So now, apart from that, the next one was given as cash. There is item number 5. Item number 5 was given as the cash balance. So cash balance was given to you. It is 450,000 in the note number 6. In the note number 6, 250,000. So now when you add all of them with cash, you add all of them. Need to add all of them. So there's the item number 5 as the cash balance. So cash balance has been indicated to you in the note number 6. So that figure is 400. So add all of them together with cash to get the total current assets. So we get the total current assets. 6 million. Like that. So online you confirm whether those are the figures you are coming up with. So that is now the average current assets. That will give you the average current assets. So you also need to compute the average current liabilities. Also need to compute the average current liabilities. Average current liabilities. Average current liabilities. Average liabilities. So for the average current liabilities, there was only one current liability, the creditors. The creditors. So creditors, you are given in the note number 4. Credit allowed to the suppliers. It is 1 month. So you take 1/12. 1/12 multiplied by the cost of the raw materials. Creditors are suppliers of the raw materials. So how much was there as the cost for the raw materials we calculated? So multiply by 8 millions, so that you get now the average creditors. Average creditors. So what should be the average creditors? 700,000. Yeah, so now from there, get the working capital. Simply get the current assets, subtract the current liabilities. You simply get the current assets minus the current liabilities. So that is now on how to go about that portion of the working capital where you get the current assets. So we are getting which figure? What is the value for the working capital? Online, you are getting which value as the amount for the working capital? Someone online to give me the figures. Online, they are not responding. Anyone online who has calculated the working capital? Working capital is the current assets minus the current liabilities. So current assets, you got 6.65, and current liability is 700,000. So what should be the working capital? Sorry? 5.95 million. So that is all about how you are to deal with that part of the question. So I want you to go back to the notes I've given you. I want you to go back to the notes I've given you. I gave you the handout for the working capital management. So we go back to those notes. So I want you to go to page 3. I want you to go to page 3. I want you to go back to page 3. So page 3 is about inventory or the stock management. So that number 3 is about the inventory or simply the stock management. Now go to the inventory or simply the stock management. Now go to the inventory or simply the stock management. So for the inventory or the stock management, when it comes to the inventory or the stock management, it is there on page number 3. So you can write in your book as inventory or stock management. You can write in your books about the stock or the inventory management. So when it comes to stock or inventory management, first, I will read through what is there in the notes where they say that inventory management aims at minimizing the costs associated with the stock or inventory. Associated with the stock or inventory. Costs are normally classified into 2 categories as follows. Costs are normally classified into 2 categories as follows. So A will be ordering costs. A is meant to be the ordering costs. So under the ordering cost is that these are the total cost incurred from the requisition time, up to the time when the goods are received in the company's warehouse, e.g. requisition processing costs, the cost of insurance while in transit, transportation costs, etc. The transportation costs, etc. Then it is calculated as follows. So when you want to get the ordering cost, it is R over Q. You see in the notes. Yeah, you write that formula. Ordering cost is equal to R over Q. Then you multiply by S. So that ordering cost is supposed to be written this way. So ordering cost is R over Q. Then S like that. So that is now the formula for the ordering cost. That is now the formula for the ordering cost. It is R over Q multiplied by S, where R is the annual demand in units. R is meant to be the annual demand in units. Then Q is the economic order quantity. Q is the economic order quantity. So S is the ordering cost per order. So that's now the formula on how you will be computing the ordering cost. Number 2 is holding or carrying cost. Number 2 will be holding or carrying costs. Holding or carrying costs. Holding or simply carrying costs. So holding or the carrying cost, it is the opportunity cost of the funds invested in the stock. Opportunity cost of the funds invested in the stock, e.g. interest cost on the funds, insurance cost for the goods in the warehouse, and the goods lost while in transit in the warehouse. It is normally an average cost of the goods while in the warehouse. It is calculated as follows. So it is a half Q CI. So holding cost, the formula for the holding cost is meant to be a half Q CI, where Q is the economic order quantity. So C is the cost per unit. C is meant to be the cost per unit. I is meant to be the holding cost percentage. I is meant to be the holding cost percentage. So total cost. So this is the combination of the purchasing, ordering, and holding cost. So it is calculated as follows. So when you want to get the total cost, total cost will be equal to purchase costs. It is the purchase cost. Then you add the holding cost. Then you add ordering costs. So now you will be calculating the total. So purchase cost is RC. Holding cost is a half Q CI. The holding cost is a half Q CI. Then ordering cost, it is R over Q multiplied by S. So that is now how we shall be able to come up with what is supposed to be the total cost. That's now what we have it as the total cost. Then apart from that, I've also given you something brief about economic order quantity. You see in the handout, there is some notes there about economic order quantity. Will you pattern us? You are not in on, was it on Tuesday? So when it comes to economic order quantity, you are saying that this is the level of production where holding cost is equal to ordering cost. And it is where the total cost is minimum. It is calculated as follows. It is calculated as follows. It is calculated as follows. So to compute economic order quantity, it is supposed to be given by 2R divided by CI. So when you want to compute the economic order quantity, it is meant to be given by 2RS divided by CI. 2RS we divide by CI, where R is the annual demand in units. R is the annual demand in units. Then S is the ordering cost per order. S is the ordering cost per order. Then C is the purchase price per unit. C is the purchase price per unit. Then I is the holding cost percentage. I is meant to be the holding cost percentage. Holding cost percentage. So those are now the issues that I would like you to have knowledge on. Then I've told you something down there about inventory control systems. So when it comes to inventory control systems, they are saying that they are used to monitor the level of inventory during a particular period. And they include, number one, just-in-time system. Number one being the just-in-time system. So this is where the management coordinates the production and the supply of the raw materials for the production purpose, and the supply of the raw materials for the production purpose. This method requires understanding the relationship between the suppliers and the company to be for the long term. So this method will enable the company to eliminate the storage costs, and therefore the company is able to reduce the holding and the ordering costs, Then there are objectives of the just-in-time system. Objectives of the just-in-time systems. When it comes to objectives of the just-in-time system, number one is to eliminate wastage of the resources. Number one is to eliminate wastage of the resources. Number two will be reduce the lead time. Number three will be it reduces or eliminates the holding cost. Number four, to improve the quality of the product. Number five, to maintain good relationship between the supplier and the company. Then to reduce the accounting transactions of the company. To improve labor productivity of the company. The number two is the two-pin method. The two-pin method. Two-pin method, like a reserve. You have seen like tanks. Some of these vehicles or aeroplanes, they have two reserves for the fuel. When one is empty, they start using the other. And I've seen even people, they normally have two containers for the gas. When the gas ends, then you start using the next. When the next, now you replace. So those are now what they mean by the two-pin method. So it is inventory control procedure in which an order is made when one of the containers keeping the inventory is what? Empty. So when existing container is empty, an order will be made as the company continues using inventory in the second what? Container. That's now the two-pin inventory system. Then red line method. Red line method. It is normally, it is an inventory control procedure in which an order is made when a red line is indicated inside the inventories equipment. Then computerized system, it is normally used by the large companies. When computers are used to determine the reorder point and adjust inventory balances once the inventory is received. Number 5 will be outsourcing. It is a method of the inventory management in which companies of the products, components of the product purchased from outside instead of being manufactured by the company. The major reason for outsourcing is because companies are able to produce product in large quantities. Therefore, when they buy in larger quantities, they normally receive what? The discount. So those are now some of the inventory control system. So I will give you a question so that we use it before we get a question from your past paper. So we can write that M Limited, that is an illustration on the inventory control system. That M Limited uses economic order quantity model. M Limited uses economic order quantity model to establish the reorder quantity. To establish the reorder quantity of the raw materials. To establish reorder quantity of the raw materials. Reorder quantity of the raw materials. The following information relates to the raw materials. The following information relates to the raw materials. The following information relates to the raw materials. It relates to the raw materials. So annual usage. Annual usage. So annual usage is 48,000 units. Then purchases, so that the purchase price per unit. So purchase price per unit, it is 80 shillings. Then ordering cost. Ordering cost. Ordering cost. It is meant to be 120 shillings per order. 120 shillings per order. Then there is also annual holding costs. So for the annual holding costs, it is supposed to be 10% of the purchase price. 10% of the purchase price. It is meant to be 10% of the purchase price. Then the next one is that the company supplier of the raw materials has offered. The company supplier of the raw materials has offered. The company supplier of the raw materials has offered a discount of 10%, has offered a discount of 10% of the purchase price, a discount of 1% of the purchase price of 1% of the purchase price. So the company supplier of the raw materials has offered a discount of 1% of the purchase price if each order is 2,000 units. If each order is 2,000 units. If each order is 2,000 units. So now required Roman letter 1 will be economic order quantity of the raw materials. Economic order quantity of the raw materials. Economic order quantity of the raw materials. Roman letter 2 is that advise the management on whether to accept or to decline the offer. Advise the management on whether to accept or to decline the offer. Either to accept or to decline the offer. So what you need to do first is to calculate the economic order quantity. So the first thing we should do is to come up with the economic order quantity. So to compute economic order quantity is given by 2RS by CI. So to calculate the economic order quantity, you simply get 2RS, you divide by CI. So from the question, you need to, so R is the annual demand or annual usage. Annual demand or annual usage is 48,000 units. 48,000 units. So S is meant to be ordering cost per order. S is meant to be the ordering cost per order. So you multiply by 120. You multiply by 120. You multiply by 120. Then we divide by CI. So CI, C is the purchase price, which I've given you 80. I is the annual holding cost percentage, which is 10%. You can see the 10%. Yeah, so 10% is the same as 0.1. Then get the square root of that. So it should be able to be the economic order quantity. You're getting 1,200. seen 1200. That's now the economic order quantity. So after that, I also get the total cost. The total cost at the economic order quantity. So let us now get the total cost at the economic order quantity. We now get the total cost at the economic order quantity. This is now the total cost. Total cost at economic order. So we get the total cost at the economic order quantity. So total cost is supposed to be RC plus a half Q CI. Then we add R over Q by S. So when we want to get the total cost, it is equal to RC plus a half Q CI. Then we add R over Q multiplied by S. So we know that R is the annual demand in units, which was 48,000 units. So C was the purchase price per unit, which was 80. We add a half Q. So Q, we have got a Q, we are able to get. Then C is 80. I is 0.1. I is 0.1. And also a half Q, sorry, R over Q. R over Q. So Q there is 1200. Then multiplied by S. S is the economic order quantity. Sorry, the ordering cost per order, which I gave you 100 and 120. So get that total. And remember, at economic order quantity, holding cost and ordering cost will be the same. So your non 3 what? 3,008,844,860.
849,600.
So, nasema 3,000,849,660. 849, 600. So someone has given me 3,844,860. Which others are disputing? Others, you are getting which value? Okay, others are saying the same figure that you have given me. Then now we also get the total cost with the discount. Now also get the total cost with the discount. Total cost with the discount. Now also come up with the total cost with the discount. So total cost with the discount, our Q now will change. So Q, they gave you which figure? When Q is now the new units. You see the 2000. Q is now 2000 units. They specified, and then the discount normally affects C. So you get 99%. The discount was 1%, isn't it? So we get 99% of 80. 99% of 80. 79.2. So total cost on that. So discount does not affect RC. You see this RC? These are purchases. Purchases here are not affected. Sorry, the purchases. So to get the total cost, R is still 48. The now C is 79.2. Then I have Q. So Q is now 2000. So I have QC. I saw C. EC hapa haitakuwa affected na discount. You see this one. Discount only affects the purchases. It does not. This one is the holding cost. None of the holding cost is like rent. The landlord will not give you the discount for giving a customer a discount. You get that? So the C of this one is not affected by the discount. This C is the only one that is affected by the discount. So this one is still multiplied by 80, multiplied by 0.1, then 48,000 divided by 2,000. Now you multiply by 120, is not affected. So that discount will only affect the purchase cost. The discount holding cost is not affected by the discount. The holding cost is not affected by the discount. So get those two costs, then now you compare them. The one with the so those ones are topic number one, production, financial sources of finance that are not sources of finance. So kuna zingine ni kwa yes. Kuna zile ni wapi? Mani anakuwa. Yes, kuna some other. So online, there are notes I've sent to the class group. Introduction to financial management and also the sources of finance. Make sure that you get those notes, then you go through them. Make sure that you get those notes, then you go through them. So that is now all on that element for the question. So let me know which one is higher, the one with the discount or the one at economic order quantity. So we pick the one with the lower. So the conclusion is that accept the discount offer. Accept the discount offer. Accept the discount offer accept the discount offer as it will lead to a decrease, as it will lead to a decrease in the total cost, as it will lead to a decrease in the total cost. So you accept the discount offer as it will lead to a decrease in the total cost. It will lead to a decrease in the total cost. So that is now on how you are to handle that question. So there is another question I would like you to go through. There is a question for the sitting of August 2022. August 2022, question number 4, part B. August 2022, question number 4, part B. Question 4, part B. So that one, just go through it. We shall do it in the next class. We shall be able to do it in the next class, because if I do it, I will finish now that topic, that item. But I want to reserve it to use it for the others who are not there. So get those notes, those who are online, then you go through them. So we can stop there for now. We can stop there for now.